Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are, what time you're watching this. It's your boy, Celine Driver, me, doing another not walking and talking video. I was going to be doing a walking and talking video on this video, however, it's raining out. I don't do walking and talking videos in the rain because I'd be using this on the Battle Angel Memorial selfie stick, and that's not waterproof. So, a little rain is not a bad thing, but it's bad for the electronics. Last week, I did a 5 things that pissed me off video. There's a lot more than 5 things, but I just picked 5. So I wanted to balance that out because everyone out there thinks I'm an old, pissed off guy. And not always. Most of the time, perhaps, but not always. And there are things that make me happy. There are things that bring joy to my life. And I wanted to share some of them with you so that you don't think it's, all about... yelling at the camera, screaming into a microphone about shippers that screw me, or old folks in traffic getting in my way, or older folks in traffic getting in my way, or incompetent sales clerks, or shitty computers, or sweet potato pie mishaps. But there are things that make me happy. I have a list, my non-copious notes. So, first thing on my list, and these are in no particular order, but the first thing I put on my list is good food. I like to eat. Food brings me joy. Food brings me pleasure. Preparing food brings me pleasure. I like food. And anyone who's met me in person could probably tell that I like food, maybe a little too much. And due to, some health limitations, I can't eat as much of some things as I would like to because it's not good for me. And I have to abstain from alcohol. I've never been a big drinker anyway. So abstaining from alcohol due to the same conditions really isn't much of a penalty for me. But I love food. I especially love Asian food. I'm a voracious eater of Thai food, Japanese sushi. I love sushi. Chinese food. I love Chinese food. I even like Indian food to a degree. Yes, India is considered Asian, part of the Asian continent. Believe it or not, I actually heard that on of all things, a cooking show. I'm not a bad cook. Anyone I've ever prepared meals for could tell you that I do a better than average job of cooking. The only person I've ever poisoned in my entire life is myself, and that was a long time ago when I made the big mistake of defrosting some beef for chili and accidentally I don't know if it was an accident, but I forgot about it and it went to room temperature and I used it anyway and made the chili and ate the chili and ended up at Shands Hospital in Gainesville for 3 days. That's an event that fortunately I've never repeated and have never caused anyone else, at least to my knowledge, of that. But I love pasta. I make a pretty good tomato sauce. I learned a lot of cooking from my mom and her mom and my dad's mom. I will never forgive myself for the fact that both my grandmothers passed away without passing down their individual recipes for chicken soup. I've tried to recreate it. It's missing something, but it's still not bad. And that's the way a lot of people have, or at least in my generation, learned to cook was by cooking with their moms and their grandmas. And my dad. My dad is actually a pretty good cook, or at least he was. Unfortunately, his health problems don't allow him to cook anymore, but he will sit and give me guidance even to this day on some things that I do. I love stir fries. I learned how to stir fry from watching my dad. I'm not a bad griller. I couldn't win a contest, but I can do all right. So I love food. I love cooking. And doing those, cooking and eating bring me happiness. College football. Hell, I wouldn't be in this community if I knew, if it weren't for my love of college football. I mean, I'm not as big a college football fanatic as, say, my friend Jesse, Big Dog Brett, Big Ball Daddy, Chess Hall, Bulldog Will, and of course the 800-pound redheaded gorilla in the room, Uncle Lou. I'm not quite on their level. Well, maybe I'm on some of their levels, but I mean, I don't have an entire room decorated in Florida Gator colors and gear, although I do have a good collection of sports memorabilia in the room over here, which I'll probably do a tour of that room again as soon as I get a few things out of there. But I love college football. I've been a fan of. I'm sorry, my neck is very stiff today. I've been a big fan of college football since the 70s. I've been a fan of college football longer than a lot of you guys watching this have been alive. And I have been, at all that time, a Florida Gator fan. I have been a fan of the Gators through the bad times, and there were bad times. And I've been a Florida Gator fan through the good times and the in-between times. And I will always be a Gator fan. But college football brings me great joy to watch. Last year I did live stream commentary of the games. I will try to do that again this year, 2022, assuming that my father gets better and doesn't need me as much, and I can get away for a few hours. I've met great people I do consider friends through college football. Like all those guys I mentioned, Lou, Brett, BVD, Jesse, Will, Chess, Colby. Shout out to all of them, and the fine ladies too, Melissa, Christy, Tiger Cat, love you Tiger Cat, and of course the crazy purple-haired lady, Battle Angel, and others, Ms. Cook and her husband, K-Dog. Great people. Pigskin Pete and Mrs. Pete and Friction Vixen and Traxon Jackson. Great folks. I have met fine people. I've also met a bunch of assholes through here, and I won't go into those people. They don't deserve the mention. They know who they are. But I have met some of the finest people I've ever met in my life through college football. And, the good ribbing, the good natured ribbing and trash talking and everything. That goes with it. I'm not great at it, but I can give as good as I can. Oh, yeah, can't forget Slim Shady. My trucker buddy, my other trucker buddy, Slim Shady King. And if I haven't mentioned you, it doesn't mean I don't love you. It doesn't mean I've forgotten about you. I just, there's too many people to mention. You all know who you are. My hobbies. Oh, my hobbies. I don't know a lot of hobbies. I've had hobbies over the years that I've had and then stopped. Like I used to love building model cars, ships, rockets, planes. I don't do that anymore, really. Not that I don't enjoy doing it, but some of those parts are really, really small, and the eyesight is really, really not up to it. Of course, everyone knows I'm a nut for watches. I'm a big watch collector. It's a hobby that I can share with my father, and I'll always be grateful for that. I enjoy collecting sports memorabilia. I have a nice little helmet collection. I've contributed to other people's helmet collections too. I have a really good collection of die-cast model cars. Again, they're in this room over here, and I will probably do a tour of that room in the near future. My car hobby, I don't collect cars so much, but I do have my Celine, which I've had for 22 years and counting. I enjoy working on it. I enjoy maintaining it. I enjoy showing it. I enjoy driving it. Having hobbies keeps your brain going. It keeps you alive. It keeps you interested in something beyond the four walls that you live inside. It's something to give you pleasure just for the pure pleasure of doing it, and that's important to your mental and physical and emotional well-being. You know, you hear people say all the time, "Oh, you should get a hobby. You know, you need a hobby. You should start a hobby." Things like that, and they probably think they're being funny. I say, no. I say that in earnest. Whenever I say that to somebody, I say, you really need to do something that brings you nothing more than pure pleasure. It doesn't have to be for a purpose. I mean, watches have a purpose to tell time. Maybe a couple other things, but mostly tell time. But hell, you can get that from a $20 digital watch at the Walmart. Or your phone has a clock. And it's probably the most accurate clock that you will ever own, because it gets its time from the cell system. And the cell system is timed from the Naval Observatory in Colorado, where the atomic clock is. So you may not need a watch. You got your phone. You got your computer. You got your tablet. But there's something about owning a mechanical watch that goes beyond telling time. It's caring for it. It's working with it. It's winding it. It's setting it. It's looking if it has a glass or crystal case back, and you can see the workings of it. You can observe how it works and how it does what it does. And you can learn the intricacies of it. These are very intricate machines that we wear on our wrists. It's really a miracle of technology that something that is so precise to manufacture can be so inexpensive in most cases. But it's a great hobby. Everyone needs a hobby. Everyone needs that. So that is something that keeps me happy. And a fourth thing that makes me happy is I'm still alive. And that may sound overly dramatic, but I'm grateful for my life. I am not someone who's trying to throw away my life or do stupid things to shorten my life. And there have been moments in my life where I thought I was not going to make it to the next minute. Right outside that door behind me, and just to the right is the staircase a few years ago that I fell on, and for some reason did not fall forward and down the stairs, but just fell straight down. Now, I fell straight down and landed on my left ankle and broke it in two places, and it hurt, and it killed 3 months of my life trying to heal up and learn to walk again. Well, that's 4 months, sorry. But it could have been so much worse. I could have fallen forward down a flight of stairs, and at the bottom of that stairs is actually a glass sculpture that I could have either crashed into and lacerated myself badly or maybe to death, or I could have fallen through it and maybe broken my back or my neck. So I am, ever since that accident, I am grateful for my life. I see other things going on, like my friend BVD and what he's going through. And he's not much younger than I am. And how much he has endured and how much he has fought to maintain his existence. And that can happen to any of us. I look at my father. My father is pretty old now. He's up near 90 now. And he still lives every day. He gets up. He does things to try and engage his mind, even though his body is failing him. He's still trying to do everything he can to be the person he is. And even though he is breaking down and he knows, we all know, he's not got a lot of time left. But he fights every day to live. That taught me a lot these past 9 months, almost 9 months now. That's taught me more in 9 months about the value of living and the gratefulness of being alive than anything in the past 55, 6 years before that in my life. Life is rare. Life is precious. Life is finite. So I am grateful to still be here, even with my problems. And being alive, being able to wake up each morning and everything works, and I'm able to go and help my parents and engage with my friends, both my friends locally and my friends all around the country, and in some cases around the world, through this medium, and that makes me happy. So being alive makes me happy. As silly as that sounds, we all have that experience. Take my friend Lou and that car accident. I think it was a car accident he had that screwed him up for a good long time. I bet you in moments of calmness, he is grateful to be alive. BVD, I have no doubt he's grateful to be alive, even though this past year has been very trying on him. I'm sure every one of you watching this has a similar experience of a health problem or a crisis or something that brought you to the edge. And you're still here, watching me. What are you doing? Go outside. Go have fun. No, you know what I'm talking about. So being alive makes me happy. And finally, what makes me happy, probably what makes me happiest, is my family. Obviously, my parents. I'm gesturing in that direction because they live in that direction. Both of them still here. Both of them still able to teach me a thing or two every day. The fact that they're both still here makes me happy. My children, of course. Trying times, not trying times, the good times, the bad times. I still have my children, and that makes me happy. So, family, above all else, makes me happy. Now, that's not to say that, I haven't suffered loss. All four of my grandparents are long gone. The last two passed away in 1993, which is almost 30 years as I shoot this video. I lost the first grandparent when I was still in high school, back in 83. I lost the second one the day after I graduated college in 87. So I don't have a lot of family left. So family is very important. I know some people are estranged from their family, or their family is estranged from them. Believe me when I say I understand, and I am not unfamiliar with that situation. Sometimes you can fix that, and sometimes you can't, and God help me, sometimes you probably shouldn't. but my family makes me very happy. And my computer went to sleep. And so having my family still with me is a great source of my happiness. And that's it. I mean, there are other things. I wanted to hit, 5 really important things that make me happy to share them with you. If you want to, in the comments section, maybe leave a thing or two that makes you happy. If you want, if you don't, I understand. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up on the video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, you can dislike it if you want to. It doesn't bother me too much. But just let me know you were here, and let me know that you were here watching it. Maybe that you enjoyed it. Otherwise, this is another episode of Not Walkin', Walkin' and Talkin' with your boy Celine Driver, me, and I am out.